Hi everybody, my name is Madeleine Parker. Welcome to my channel, House of Spirit. And today we're going to do a video for the week of, what are we today? November 16th, 2020. And it's for the week of November 16th, 2020 to November, let's see, add 7 on 6 would be, oh my gosh, the 23rd, okay? So we're going to do a study of the current astrology for this week, which is, we have Uranus opposing Mercury in the sign of Scorpio. Uranus is in Taurus, Mercury is in Scorpio, so some deep truth is going to rise to the surface all of a sudden, surprising us. That's actually happening today and tomorrow, and it's a sort of 3-degree orb, so it could happen all week. I mean, you know, it could play out for the most part of the beginning part of the week. And then we have Mars is stationed direct, so there's quite a push forward energy in everybody's life somewhere in their chart, wherever Aries covers your chart. And then we have, what else? We've got Pluto and Jupiter are conjuncting. So the cards hopefully will bring us some clarity around that. And I think that's the most that I know about going on this week. There are others, there's like some spiritual stars rising today and on the 19th, I think, that are very benevolent and bring good blessed energies, but I don't know that much about that kind of astrology yet. I'm studying that now. And so what else can we say about this week? I'll give a moment here. I do these videos, by the way, because astrology, I'm a student of astrology, and I seek a deeper understanding on the transits. Oh, not to mention we have Venus squaring Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn all week. So the Venetian things in life are going to be somewhat stagnated and blocked. Well, I want to know more about that. So there's all these squares this week. Ooh, Venus, could be communication, you know, a week of communication. My throat chakra just sort of got, because we've got this truth coming through with Mercury in Scorpio, and I can even feel my throat chakra starting to kind of become cleared up here a little bit. Maybe it's preparing to speak a truth. And we've got Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn all conjuncting Venus. Maybe the feminine is going to speak a truth. The feminine energy is going to speak a truth that aligns everybody, because squares are usually hard aspects that cause better alignment. So I'm very curious about this. All right, and I believe I believe in people having their own opinions and their own views in their personal life, but my job as a tarot card reader is to channel a higher opinion and not to go, ooh, this is getting, let's calm down a little bit. I seek a higher guidance, a higher opinion than my own. I seek mind expansion. I seek to know beyond the current limitations of my perceptions. And so that's why I like to do tarot, to work with astrology, so I can gain a higher understanding. And that's what these studies are for. So let's go ahead and take a look at these energies for this week. And thank you for subscribing and for being with me. I'm setting an intention on this new moon to put more videos out, to put more focus on this channel, and I'm developing clarity around how I want to do that, which is to do tarot studies of transits, because then I'm reaching beyond my mental limitations to know a higher truth of what is going on. And so hopefully these videos will be helpful for you as well. And it is in my chart to be of service in this way. So I shall follow my true destiny, and also I enjoy it deeply. It's personally fulfilling for me to find more higher truths all the time. I find it exciting. All right. So let's have a look and see Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for being with us in this free. We invite you in, highest guides and angels, to be with us so that we may gain clarity and higher understanding of what is the most in-aligned actions we can take right now to further expand the universe to the highest good of all. Thank you, Spirit. 1 and 2. Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Ooh, 10 of Pentacles. Interesting. The Fool. I'm sure everybody that watches knows what all these cards are, so I probably don't need to tell you what they are, but I also hope that I have new followers that don't know, because I teach this, because I do see this as a very important way to make sure your actions are aligned. I do tarot card reads for myself all the time. It's how I keep myself aligned and understanding what's happening, and sort of forewarned. So now, usually squares I'm studying squares very much in astrology, because there's always the hope that we can master them, right? Well, why not? I mean, the universe is about that. It's about expanding and getting over challenges and seeing a higher understanding as to why they're there. So I seek a higher understanding of the Venus squares and all these squares going on this week. So, and I have a suspicion, and this is my own interpretation and my own opinion as a student of astrology, that squares are like bumper walls in the road, that if your efforts are slightly out of alignment, the square is going to go kaboom and put you in alignment. And if you're kind of going at a right angle to your destiny, what your truth soul knowing is, you're going to hit that wall at a 90-degree angle, and it's up to you whether it's up to you whether you choose to hit your square at a 90-degree angle or a slight little bump like that. So if you're consciously trying to align your actions with the will of the higher self and your higher soul and the divine, because your higher self actually is connected to the divine, there's a knowing there that the cards like to align you with. And by the way, if you want a private reading, my email link is below. We do FaceTime reads. They're live. We look at your chart. We go deep on any kind of a question you may have. I answer some fun. It's very fun answering some challenging questions. And anyway, moving on. But that's what I love to do. So I'm a picture reader. I'm very dyslexic and I don't read words, but I read pictures. Okay. All right. Let's get into the energies for this week. So, what are we looking at? Well, of course, 0 degrees. We've got all these planets, this big conjunction coming up in December, on my birthday, by the way, 0 degrees Uranus, and I really believe that that is a new 0 point for pretty much everybody, that we're going to take a big turn in our lives, and we're going to commence the new beginning, the new Saturn cycle of 29 years that Mars is trying to align us into. Why it went into retrograde, to reconnect you with what you truly desire, because doing what you truly desire is the only thing Saturn is going to ground for you when it's in Aquarius, because it's the only thing that you can really commit to. So basically what's happening is new beginnings in an awareness, aligning up with an adventure, with what truly ignites you and excites you about your life, like a sense of adventure and fun. And I'm suddenly checking to make sure I'm filming, because I'm feeling insecure about that. Yes, I am feeling that. Okay, good. So what we're looking at is a situation where, well, look at that, we're aligning. If that isn't alignment, look at that. See? These squares, as hard as it may feel this week, is making sure Venus is in the picture and she gets to say where the plans, Saturn, right? Saturn is the energy that grounds everything. Venus is squaring all the planets that are in Capricorn right now, which is ruled by Saturn. So Venus is saying, hey, we got to do what pleases us, what fulfills us, what's beautiful for us, but in a Venetian way that's also pleases us, that we love. This is where our new opportunities are, and we cannot be out of alignment at this initiation that's coming up, this new beginning that's coming up at 0 degrees Aquarius. And in my opinion, we're living a whole new paradigm. I think we're going to shift to the 5D, and I'll explain what that means in another video. Actually, that's one I can do drawings for, and I'll do one for that. But we're going to shift to the 5D. Empathy is going to be the predominant energy in the universe. That's the energy that's going to be supported. And there it is, the 5D. This card represents the 5D to me. So we're really aligning right now with this Pluto-Jupiter conjunction and Mars stationing direct. We're really aligning with our callings. Jupiter's always going to want to align you with the calling. But the truth is, when you're doing your calling in your life, and you're following your true purpose in life, you have to ground it. Saturn is the rule maker. Saturn is the energy that takes it from the 5D and puts it into the 3D, and you have to follow the universal laws of how that works. And Saturn is the only force in the universe that knows how that works. We have to obey Saturn. So Jupiter and Saturn coming together in the predominant energy of Saturn, we are looking at a new, more enlightened energy coming into this new beginning of Aquarian when Saturn goes into Aquarius. So it's got a ground, Jupiter's got a ground in Saturn to make it real, to make the calling actually happen in 3D. Hopefully that makes sense. So, and it's always going to be your calling, your soul lined up, is here to line up with its true love in relationships and in your calling, because you're never going to be aligned if you're not doing what's in your heart. That's out of alignment. Adventure, sense of adventure you're going to unify it. So this period, Venus is squaring all these planets, saying stop right now. You don't really get to go forward this week, even though Mars is raring to go forward. We're going we've got to take some time alone to become aware on a deeper level. Our soul calling, we're waking up to, and the actual financial opportunity that possibly will come in this week. With this Mercury in Scorpio being that 8th house, finances, the truth coming out, you become aligned with a true calling purpose, which also aligns you with a financial opportunity that expands you to become a King of Pentacles, because that's the Capricorn energy. So that's aligning you with an opportunity that takes you into this next chapter as a stabilized, grounded masculine. Again, there's our Mars energy in this. So the Mars energy has to align. See, here we go. 1111 is both the feminine and energies in alignment. Again, this card represents both the feminine and masculine energies in alignment. So the masculine is the energy of masculine is having to align with Venus, the feminine. Saturn supports feminine right now. Just so you know, in grounding in the 3D is going to be feminine energies supported first, then masculine. And I do workshops that teach this, how to shift into your feminine energy, where you utilize the receptive energy as the primary leading position, and then you operate in your masculine. It's the reverse. It used to be you plan, you strategize, you action, and you sort of don't really listen to your intuition, but you do what's secure and what's right. It's shifting to intuition-led, feeling your way, and then your masculine comes in and goes, okay, I'll do this, I'm supporting you, because now together you're in alignment. Because if you do what's in your true heart, you're not out of alignment. In other words, you do what you really desire, what makes you really happy. If you don't, you're going to be unhappy, because you're going to be out of alignment. So in this period where we're having squares, we're being forced to align with what we truly desire, to become aware of what our thoughts that have trapped us in the past and in relationships that brought us unhappiness, or also shame around issues in the past, binding, like we're breaking through that, we're breaking through some of our darker, that's what that new moon we just had in Scorpio, we're kind of coming in contact with our deeper issues and thoughts that were trapped us in relationships that weren't right for us, and projects, and working with people that weren't. You see, these energies are going to align us all the way around, in relationships that are work relationships, in groups or jobs or companies you're supposed to be in, where your higher calling will play out. That's what Jupiter's doing. Jupiter's coming in and saying, okay, we're grounding this now, all hands on deck, planets in Capricorn, we got to ground the new light, the new higher consciousness reality that is going to happen when everything, because we're always progressing. So we're stepping up into a higher new consciousness where we're way more in alignment with our feminine, and she is actually leader because the feminine energies are shifting to feminine lead. Wow, okay. Forgiveness. I saw forgiveness in this deck I just picked up. So, there's some energies that are echoed coming up in the past that need to be cleared, shame that need to be cleared, and we need to forgive within ourselves. And we're looking at the spilt cups right now because there are two cards representing sort of seeing the sadness, and we're ending that, and we're kind of clearing some of our deeper, I want to say, body toxicity and addictive behaviors, or we're sort of clearing out some of these lower shame energies that sort of fuel that. And so, okay, so this is interesting. So this is this week, take it easy. Try not to go at a 90-degree angle against anything that's happening. Just try to align with what's happening. And then work on some of these. So it's a really inward period still, even though Mars is going direct. It's a time to really end sort of self-shame and forgive others and forgive yourself, and sort of any energies that are depressing you still, we're sort of clearing that out. Because when Venus squares Saturn, it's a slightly depressive energy, but really the reason that happens is because we're making choices based on our wounded feminine, which is depressed, and that's never going to lead us towards an abundant. We're not supposed to ground that. So these Scorpio energies come up, bringing up our depressed energies so that we can end them and see clarity around them, so that we can then come into union with our divine mates. But you can be you can be with your divine mate or separate from your divine mate, and unify your energies towards a mission. So it's got nothing to do with separation if you're married or not. But there is an alignment here within the next few weeks with mission work. And that's happening right here. This is the new paradigm. People are going to really step up and do their calling. And that's because Mars has made it so that's the only way you can go. That's what's going to happen. That's what people are going to see. In the end, I think the stars are in charge. See, you're going to choose a whole new direction. This is the week where you really galvanize how you get rid of some of these lower density frequencies, purging out in dreams, lower fear energies coming out of you, purging them up, getting clarity, understanding, forgiving yourself, forgiving the others, so that we can have a clean slate, change our directions, choose the relationships, be in the relationships that are divinely in alignment with our calling, and that is true love, both our calling and our relationships that enable to ground this change. So we really are being forced into aligning with our calling, because that's what we were born to do. And these energies are not going to let up. If you are wanting to, next year, I'll do a read on the finances for next year, and it was very interesting because if you are out of alignment, it's going to be harder. So the universe is being unforgiving about this. I'm saying forgiving, you got to be forgiving, and the universe is unforgiving about the need to be forgiving, because you got to raise your vibrations, because this next level is a much higher frequency, because we are expanding. You see, expansion. So this is just a little period now where Venus is squaring everything, making sure she's been asked, she's been included in on the alignment decision, so that you listen to your intuition, right? Sorry, I hope you can read this. Listen to your intuition. So you can really double check, because you're going to be committed here, either in a new relationship or a new job or your calling. But there is definitely a big change coming, and that expansion, oh my gosh, that is like, wow. Expansion through things that you thought you would have been rejected on. Because I've done some reads for people this week, and they've all gotten similar reads. Like, the cards really, we are afraid of being rejected at something. And it could be art. You could be an artist. I was just thinking today I wanted to paint. But you know what? I always thought I wasn't really that good, but you don't care anymore. When you need to expand, you do what you feel called to do. It doesn't matter if people reject you for it, or if you thought, because look at the way he's thinking, that you would be rejected for it. And that's what put grief around your area that calls. So we got to work through these fears of rejection so that we can have expansion to this new paradigm. So we're really clearing out some low self-esteem issues. You know, that's a big part of it. You know, it's a bittersweet. I don't know what that means. Bittersweet. Well, it's painful, yes, to go through these feelings for them to resurface, right? But there's a prize. Look at this. I get it now. She's giving a prize. There's a prize afterwards. You're cleared. It's like, woo, free. A new level of perfection arrives in who we are. We become a more perfect person, and we become more capable of experiencing joy on a higher level. So we step up. We're stepping up because we're going to be happier, because Mars is forcing us to do what's in alignment, because what's in alignment is what we just truly desire, and what we truly desire is the universe working to guide us through that. That's fun. All right. Don't let pride get in your way. Get that ego out of the way, by the way, Mars. That's what Mars squared was doing, was beating up the male energy ego within us. Fiery climax approaches full moon in Aries. We do have this Mars direct in Aries. So, yeah, the energy is still pumping, is still building and raring to go. But these squares are making us slow down, develop some strength still. It's like to develop Saturn making sure it's right. It's got to fit in Saturn's grid. That's what it has to do. Everything has to fit into Saturn's grid, and we have to figure out what that is. It's time to release negativity. See, that's what that was saying. This full moon was releasing the deep buried shame we still carry from our past, which we need to let go of, because don't let your past hold you back. Beautiful. Well, that was a lot of fun. I really needed this read for me above all, and I share it to you all as a gift and an appreciation for you being signed on to subscribe to my channel. So thank you so much for watching, and do feel free to like it if you like it. Thanks. Bye.